Finally getting a break after this week, yeah. All right, well, it's twice a year, most people on the mainland adjusting those clocks to either spring forward or fall back. And on March 12th, daylight saving time will start again at 2 a.m. local time on the mainland when the clocks are turned forward 1 hour.
And if a new piece of legislation in Congress passes, that time change would be permanent. KITV Fourth's Diane finds out how this would affect our sleep cycles, even for some people here in Hawaii.
U.S. Senator Marco Rubio of Florida on Thursday reintroduced the Sunshine Protection Act in the Senate. There's a companion act in the House of Representatives. The legislation proposes to establish permanent daylight saving time in the U.S.
The Sunshine Protection Act would make daylight saving time permanent year-round. So on the mainland, we're about to switch over to daylight saving time. We're springing forward, which means we're going to lose an hour of sleep, and we're going to shift our schedules earlier by an hour. And that would mean that we would keep that timing all the way through the winter, instead of going back to standard time in the fall.
Dr. Flynn-Evans is with the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, or AASM, which is happy to eliminate biannual clock changes, but wants the day to start an hour earlier. Here's what she says is wrong with the Sunshine Protection Act.
The problem with permanent daylight saving time, though, is that it's not really aligned with our bodies. So we get more light in the evening. That light in the evening causes us to stay up later. We end up getting less sleep overall. And then, we have more chronic conditions that are associated with that develop increased risk of diabetes, increased risk of cardiovascular diseases, and things like that.
AASM is pushing for permanent standard time.
We have light earlier in the morning when we're on standard time, helps us get up in the morning, helps us fall asleep in the evening because it's a little darker going into the evening hours, and people get a bit more sleep.
People in Hawaii might think that this doesn't really apply to us because we don't observe daylight savings time. But especially since COVID, people are teleworking.
Let's just say you're teleworking from Hawaii with a West Coast U.S. Business, and you have a meeting at 9 a.m. During standard time, you'd have to be on that meeting at 7. But now that we're going into daylight saving time, you're going to have to be on that meeting at 6.
This is the fourth congressional effort to lock the clock and make daylight saving time permanent nationwide. Thank you, Dr. Erin Flynn-Evans, circadian physiologist with the American Academy of Sleep Medicine. Diane, KITV 4 Island News.
I will say, as someone that has family on the East Coast, the difference between 5 hours and 6 hours is huge. Once you get to hit that 6 hour mark, that's just a whole different time of day.
Especially if you're calling them, at 5 o'clock and 11 o'clock versus 10.
Well, luckily my family are night owls, so it's like I can call them at weird hours and it's okay.
but not after you get off
exactly.
at 10 o'clock at night, right?
No. Like, what's the emergency? Why are you calling me at 4 a.m.?